Vets, and we're very honored to do so. I will tell you that we do have a speech this year, but I've been promised it's shorter than in the past. We have the big hook ready just in case, so we'll start off now with our orator. Okay, Danis.
Thank you, Captain Coleman. I'd like to thank Captain Coleman and all who have put this event together. This is the 4th year that we have been asked to be the host company, and it truly is a privilege and an honor to speak to you this evening. A few weeks ago, my 2 elder children, they were lucky enough to see a blockbuster movie called The Avengers. All I can say is thank God for mother-in-laws, because I would have waited for Blu-ray. Their reception to this extraordinary display of cinematography was, as expected, awe-inspiring. But then again, what child wouldn't be fascinated by a hulking green giant who could crush buildings with his bare hands, or a golden lock Viking who has a magical hammer, or an ironclad superhuman who can fly? Indeed, children look up to heroes. As adults, we have come to abandon such childish adoration of these fictional characters. Unfortunately, we tend to replace them with real-life star-studded appeal of athletes and entertainers. Society perpetuates this needless glorification with an all-too-willing media that never ceases to over-embellish the trivial. So if Derek Jeter hits a walk-off homer in the 9th inning, he's considered a hero. If Henrik Lundqvist becomes a contortionist tonight in 96 cubic feet of space and stops every puck and the Rangers go on to win a Stanley Cup, he'd be considered a hero. When Eli Manning completed a pass to Mario Manningham on the world's greatest sports stage, they were considered heroes. And all of these athletes would then experience a downpour of confetti as they traverse methodically up Broadway in what we New Yorkers have appropriately dubbed the Canyon of Heroes. But tonight I invited my children to witness and honor real-life heroes. Without the confetti or the throngs of screaming fans, without the motorcades, tonight we pay tribute to extraordinary humans. None of our guests of honor here this evening have magic shields. They don't spin webs. They can't talk to whales. They can't turn themselves into inanimate objects. They don't have elder wands or cloaks of invincibility. They don't never have hoisted a Stanley Cup or the Vince Lombardi Trophy. But what all of our distinguished guests this evening share is something much more valorous and honorable and heroic than any of the aforementioned. Because true heroism is when a person puts someone else ahead of themselves. They make a selfless sacrifice for something greater, a cause, an ideal. In the United States of America, we had heroes even before we were a country. 237 years ago, in the fields outside of Lexington and Concord, when ordinary humans did extraordinary acts of bravery and courage. Long before Thomas Jefferson wrote Life, Liberty, and the Pursuit of Happiness, there were those who were defending it. And that heroism continued in places like Trenton, Saratoga, Cowpens, and Yorktown. The American soldier held the country together through our darkest days. Places like Gettysburg and Antietam. They defended liberty and freedom around the world in places like Normandy and Iwo Jima and Guam, Papillon and Quezon, Kabul and Baghdad, Mosul and Kandahar. The list goes on and on. As these guardians of our American ideals and principles forged and proved the blessed gifts from our Almighty, their calling is not only a noble one, it has been a divine one. So children, I ask you to look around and see the heroes here. They're among you. You just need to know where to look. They don't drive in Batmobiles, they drive Humvees. They don't wear crimson capes and utility belts, they wear battle-torn fatigues and body armor. They don't have X-ray vision, but they do have night vision. Accepting this great and noble responsibility is their greatest gift to society. But what they have in common with the superheroes, whether it be a Spider-Man or a Point Man, is they will tell you that that great responsibility was thrusted upon them, and they've accepted it. They've answered a call, and most people haven't even heard it. As always, I close this year, as I have in previous 3, with a quote from our greatest orator, when he said, "We take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave the last full measure of devotion." And from that battlefield in 1863, Abraham Lincoln so eloquently professed our unending debt of gratitude for your service. On behalf of my children, the FDNY, and a very grateful nation, I'd like to say thank you. May God bless you and your families, and may God bless the United States of America.
Thank you. It was shorter, not by a lot, but it was shorter.
It was good. Great.
All right, we're going to make some presentations now. I have Chief Mike Marone, the Staten Island Borough Commander, Captain Billy Grant, the captain of this wonderful facility, our host, and they're going to make some presentations for us.
I just want to say, as the Borough Commander, it's my privilege to represent all the firefighters here in Staten Island. I want to thank EMS Station 23 and Engine 168 for hosting this year and in the past. Everybody pitches in. It's a lot of work, but it's a labor of love that everybody enjoys. And you know, when I see the appreciation that I see from you folks, it makes it that much better. So I just want to say, you know, thank you, and I'm proud to represent all these people. So we have some presentations to make. Okay. First,